What's up, good people? How is your weekend going so far? So, welcome to a super duper super celebration, actually. So, tonight's live is all about launching the 6 week course that I've been working on for over a decade. And to answer all of your guys' questions about the 6 week course, it's also a private group, which is moderated by some of the skin health veterans that I've worked with through the years. It's also moderated by myself. So it's going to be a really huge offering for the entire community. And I want to open up the live chat to you guys tonight to take on any questions that you guys might have about the course or about healing the skin in general. I am all yours. And before I get into the questions as they start to roll in, I will give you guys a few announcements. And so these are pretty important. Number one, you can access the course right now. The 6 week course is live. You can find it in the description box. The link is right there. All you have to do is click on it and you are good to go and can jump on that right now. Number two, and this will be bad news for some of you guys, but the new offering is even better. So fear not. This will be the last live that I do ever. I won't be doing any more live Q&As on YouTube moving forward for several reasons. One is, although I absolutely love YouTube, and just to let you guys know, super chats are on. So if you want your questions answered, that's the best way to do it. Even though I love YouTube, it has some limitations, especially as a community and as a live offering for you guys. There's many things I can't really say because if I do, I'll get censored and then the video will get taken down and then no one learns anything. So instead of doing my live events here, I'm going to be doing them in the group class. The 6 week group class also comes with a lifetime membership to the private skin health group, in which I do live question and answers in a much more in-depth, raw, and honest way. So for those of you who are enjoying these lives and you're getting stuff out of it, you can jump onto the course and continue to have these twice per month and kind of go into a lot more depth. For those of you who aren't going to do that, sorry, but this offering doesn't allow me to really talk to you guys in the way that I want to, risk-free, privately. And so that's why I won't be moving forward anymore with these lives. I have done 6 of them. So if these are helpful to you, you can check out the ones I've done in the past, and they are going to be a good resource for you because people ask a lot of questions. So now that you are asking some questions, I'll start giving you guys some answers. So one question that I got is, where did the course come from and what's happening to the workbook? So big announcement, the workbook, the 3 Phases Workbook, which is where part of the group course came from, the online course came from, is going to be gone as of noon Central Time tomorrow. So if you want the 3 Phase Workbook at the price point that it's at, and you want that resource, you have only a few hours to get it. Noon tomorrow, it's off the market and it will be gone. So you have a few more hours to get it. And if you want it, jump on it. HolisticHealthActivation.com is where you can find that. Where this course came from, the story started 15 years ago. 15 years ago is when I started getting really serious about healing my skin. I knew that doctors weren't going to be able to help me and that I was going to have to take radical responsibility and do the entire process on my own. So what I did is I used my background, which is yoga therapy, and as an athletic trainer and as a private consultant, and I have a degree in behavioral science and psychology. So combining those practices, I really created a system for me to keep track of what was happening to my body, my biomarkers, my biofeedback, and what I was eating and how that correlated with each other. 15 years ago is when it started. 5 years after that, so about 11 years ago, I wrote my first book called The 3 Phases of Skin Disease Reversal. That, after working with a bunch of clients and learning more, turned into the 3 Phases Workbook. And then after 8 years, that turned into the 3 Phases Workbook 2.0 version. That then turned into this new 6-week course. Plus, I've worked over the last decade with 1,500 plus people, and I'm constantly experimenting and learning new things with my own body and health. And so the course is a culmination of all the data put into a step-by-step process. It's obviously going to focus mostly on the customization of the diet process through the biomarker system, but it lays it all out for you. And so it's taken me 15 years to create this course. I did not put this course out. I could have put this out 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 2 years ago, but it wasn't exactly how I wanted it to be. To me, this offering is the best skin health offering on the market in the world. I'm super proud of it. And I can't wait for you guys to join the community and really see what this whole thing is all about. Next question is, it's crazy how I went looking for you after long break and catch this live, which is the last insane. No clue what that is even saying, but hey, happy to be here. Hi guys, how's it going? Next question. Does testosterone therapy, aka TRT, affect eczema and the skin and worsen the situation? Yes, it very much can. Anytime you're using TRT in auto-regulating your hormones with a synthetic hormone, your body is going to stop being in its natural hormonal balance. Your skin health will come from a body that has natural hormonal balance. The good thing is if you are using TRT, the same methodology which I teach in the 6-week course, the customization through the biomarker system heals your hormones. So healthy hormones is key to healthy skin, and you do have to focus on your hormones in order to heal your skin. One does not heal without the other healing in any way, shape, or form. So Revi Cohen says, I want to restart coffee enemas. Do you still recommend to make them the same way you did 4 years ago? Yes, basically still the same protocol for organic coffee enemas. There's lots of little variations and the minor details don't matter. Really, it's about not overdoing it and also just picking a quality coffee and brewing it in a way that doesn't heat the coffee up too quickly and kind of ruin it. But that's basically it. One other thing people were asking, so a question, I'm looking at my DMs from earlier on Instagram. You guys can find me on Instagram, Stuart, Rob Stewart, putting up a lot of information there as well. But one of the questions I was getting is, with the new course, will the cost stay the same as it is right now? And absolutely no, it will not. As with any brand new offering, the cost right now is the lowest it will be. It's meant for the most amount of people to enjoy getting into the course and having that lifetime subscription to the private skin health group forever at the lowest rate possible. So if cost is what you're worried about, you want to get in fast and not wait, because the cost as the months go by for this course will skyrocket. They will go up and up and up and up as the market qualifies it to do. Dutch, can you rate the different skin diseases from easiest to hardest to heal? Acne, eczema, sebderm, rosacea. Acne is the easiest. Eczema, sebderm, and psoriasis are about the same. And rosacea is the hardest. Rosacea isn't necessarily the hardest. It is just the slowest. Generally, the rosacea can be dropped down significantly from month to month in its intensity, but for it to go completely away, the rosacea many times takes a long time. Like I was saying, though, many times with the rosacea, it's more of a linear healing path, which is kind of easier because you can kind of stay on course. I eat this, I do this, I get a little bit better. That's awesome. I keep going. The problem with many people with eczema and dermatitis and psoriasis is the healing path is not linear. It goes up, it goes down, it goes every which way. And most people are looking at the wrong things in order to know if they're doing the right stuff. It's something we harp on in the course, and it's one of the most foundational practices is using the biomarkers instead of the skin symptoms. And this is really a huge point. So eczema and dermatitis and psoriasis are hard to heal because, like I said, it's not a linear healing process. Your skin, even when you're doing it perfectly, could be absolutely horrible for months and months and months, or be all over the place, and that's normal. But once you learn the biomarker system, you can forget about the stress of wondering if it's working based on symptoms and just understand in a black and white fashion through your biofeedback if it's working or not. And that's what takes the people with eczema, psoriasis, and derm a long time to get out of that vicious cycle. Okay, more questions. Um, Dan Yang, Rob, a while ago I started eating only carnivore, and in my town I get very good quality meat, but I moved to the city and here you can only get grain-fed meat. What do you recommend? Well, Dan, there's several recommendations. I think the best thing to do is start off by just doing the best you can. I know it sounds super cliche, but if you really think about it, what more can you actually do? Every city has butchers. And first of all, I would look around and see how many butchers I could find and start calling them and seeing if they can give you the inside scoop on where to find quality produced meat in your town. Butchers are the meat people in the community, and they generally know. So you want to try your best to find quality meat, but also you can't sit around stressing if you can't find the highest quality meat. You just got to do the best that you can, and hope for the best. Also, online sources are available. So everyone can go to nosatel.org or ButcherBox and order meat in abundance for an affordable rate and have it shipped directly to your front door. And so that's another option for you. But that's what I would do, my friend. Okay. That was a really weird ending. Sorry, Dan. William Ross, as a busy college athlete, I shower 3 times a day and use Aquaphor after each shower. I know Aquaphor isn't the most natural moisturizer. Any better ones besides coconut oil? So, William Ross, what's up, man? I too was a Division I college athlete. I played baseball at the University of Utah. Go Utes! And I was suffering big time from my skin disease at that point, maybe much like you. Unfortunately for then, I hadn't started the healing process, so I was spinning my wheels and was about to go into the worst situation of my life. My mid-20s is when my skin disease was out of control and at its worst. But there's a plethora of different products, Will, that you can use for moisturizers that can take the place of Aquaphor. I love the tallow-based moisturizers that are coming out onto the market. My favorite one is at nosetotell.org. It's their handmade tallow-based moisturizer. Jojoba oil is great. Shea butter works pretty darn good. Even olive oil can work really awesome. But also, there are natural versions of Aquaphor and Vaseline out there, which are probably a big improvement compared to Aquaphor. Also, I don't know if you've played around with Eczema Honey. It's the brand. I think you can even get it at Target now. But Eczema Honey, I have no association with them. I'm not selling their products, but their products are gooey and ooey and pooey and dewy and filled with caramels and no caramels, just kidding. Eczema Honey is filled with Manuka honey, I believe, and it's really gooey, kind of like Aquaphor. Me personally, I would use Eczema Honey over Aquaphor. But again, those are some options, and you got to do what you got to do. Good luck on your sports, William. Good luck with your skin, and keep tuning in and let us know how things are going. Dutch, can I say as well, you're looking excellent, Rob. Looking super healthy, my man. Thanks, Dutch. I really appreciate it. I'm feeling good. My 42nd birthday is coming up in about a month, so I'm looking forward to turning 42. In all honesty, my friends, I'm experiencing better health in my 40s than I did in my 20s or even my 30s. So I'm super stoked to be feeling great, and I appreciate the fact that you think I'm looking good. I feel pretty good. Thanks, man. Says Ricky G, Bro Science 101. Sorry I missed the start. Is the online course a follow along or similar to the 3-phase workbook? Okay, so Ricky G, the online course is a 6-week step-by-step program. So every week there's multiple videos and multiple calls to actions and multiple ways to put the details into your life. All you have to do is start the course and follow all of the videos and go through the step-by-step process. It's going to teach you how to customize the diet with the biomarker system. It's going to teach you all of the cleanses and detoxes that you need to do and exactly how to do them. It's going to take you through the full biomarker system. It's going to take you through all the lifestyle hacks. It's going to take you through all the mindset hacks. And it's going to give you all the operating systems in order to complete every step and have a lot of success. Also, with the 6-week course, you also get lifetime admission to the private skin health course, which is ultra important. The private course, the private group is a way for all of us to share our experiences and our knowledge in a really awesome way, because it will be moderated by myself and other skin health veterans. So unlike Facebook groups and YouTube and all these other groups that are moderated by people who haven't healed their skin, or by fake eczema coaches, or by people who are just trying to sell products, there isn't going to be any BS allowed in this course at all. There will be no warnings given. If you argue, if you debate, if you try to sell a product, if you give unsolicited advice, you're out forever. So every member is going to be zoned in and tuned in and focused on helping each other. And the advice inside of the group that you get at 24-hour access to is all from veterans and myself. So it's going to be an amazing step-by-step course, and you can access it right now. With that course, that means that tomorrow at noon, the 3 Phases Workbook is absolutely gone. It's no more. The offering it's retired. So if you want that, you have until noon to get that. So awesome. So Seosin says that tallow works really well. I agree. I love the tallow-based stuff. It's some pretty good stuff. Seosin says, Rob, I recently introduced some peaches and my skin got super itchy everywhere. Would you say my skin just doesn't do well with peaches since I had an immediate reaction? No, I would say that you got to actually test things in a sequential order. Eating one food and having a symptomatic reaction can mean it doesn't work, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't work for sure. It just means that your body's having an inflammatory nervous system response, which it does all the time anyway. So what I would suggest is you got to have a little bit more detailed sequence with your customization system. If you go through month 1 and month 2 of the course, you will know exactly how to get yourself out of that little problem. Should be pretty straightforward. Let's see. Some other questions. This is from Revacoin. For how long would you recommend a water fast for a complete beginner to get the most out of ketosis? First of all, I would ask, if you're a complete beginner, if water fasting is right for you. If you do not have body fat to lose, if you have not yet gained the ability to at least be slightly disciplined with your diet, if you have not gotten the baseline level of health foundational practices in order, meaning resistance training weekly, daily walks, cold exposure, just some basic stuff. Focus on that first before you start using the deeper cleansing tools, because deep cleansing can, if you don't do it right and you do it too early and you do it too aggressively, can make things way worse and not actually help. But once you get to the place where you have some good habits going on, then a water fast might be able to help you a little bit. I would start with one day. First, do an intermittent fasting, getting good at that, then some OMADing, getting good at that, and then go to the the water fasting for a day and learning to refeed properly, and maybe do, out of a 6-month period, 1 water fasting day per month. And then maybe at that point, if you have the right amount of healthy body fat and a little bit to use, and you can do a longer water fast, you might try 2 to 5 days. But I would slowly work my way to a water fast, not jump into one to start the journey. The best place to start the journey is to focus on the foundational stuff, because the foundational work, the customization of the diet through the biomarker system and the daily habits plus the gentle cleansing, if you don't do those things, you will never heal. So start with those things first. All the other stuff are just little tools that can help those things. Mr. Mary Sush. So it's probably not Mr. It's probably Mary. Mary Sush. Hello. Hello, Rob from France. Hello from Omaha, Nebraska. Thanks very much for all the work you deliver on a daily basis. Would you recommend dry fasting in case of a severe psoriasis? All the best. So I would check out a couple of my videos about dry fasting and cyclical dry fasting. I think that if it's used in small spurts, along with the other foundational practices, can be pretty good. But I would watch those videos first. Again, like water fasting and like all cleansing, detoxification, and autophagy tools, many times if you do them too aggressively or too much, they're advantageous. They don't help. And so they're a total waste of time. But if you use them in a conservative way, in the right timing, and you have your diet and your lifestyle on both sides of the dry fasting in order, then it can be a beneficial tool. I would check out my videos on it to get more details. So 2 announcements for you guys who are fresh in. This is going to be the last live I ever do on YouTube. I will be doing live events inside of the group course / private community, the skin health community. The link for that class and for that group is in the description box. This will be the last live. I'm handcuffed here on YouTube. I love YouTube. It is an amazing venue, but for live calls, considering the topic that we're talking about, there is limited things I can say. And I want to be more raw, transparent, and to the point with you guys and be able to talk about all aspects of health, not just the ones that are PC and won't get flagged here on YouTube. So this will be the last live one. And if you want lifetime access in a deeper way, in a more community-based way than this, just join the course and you have this for life with all the veterans and everyone else who's going to be in the course. So it'll be really fun. And Gita Day says, hey, Rob, what are some exercises I can do if I walk? I'm not sure I can read that. Sorry. Brian Lang, the Zero Debt Coach. When doing a salt flush, it's resulted in pretty bad migraines. Is that something you see in your students' population? I'm thinking it may be to the toxicity, but wanted to hear your experience. Hey, Brad, good question. Let me take a drink real quick. So there's a risk anytime you send the body into a deep autophagy phase. Salt flushes, the liver gallbladder flush, enemas, water fasting, saunas, cold exposure, even when you're going deep into a ketogenic diet for the first time and your body's becoming fat adapted, mild flu-like symptoms, headaches, weird poopy digestions, either diarrhea or constipation, and migraines can accompany those things. I think the question is for a person like you who might get the migraines on a regular basis is, do you battle through them or do you skip those cleansing protocols? And in my opinion, you could try to adjust the protocols, but if the protocols create migraines every time, I'd say skip doing them and do something else, or just focus on the non-cleansing detox autophagy practices, like leveraging your circadian rhythm when you wake up, your morning practices, making your sleep better, stress management better. Maybe the cold exposure is a better thing for you, and really honing in on the customized diet. Doing a salt flush, it will be a tool, but it's not going to be the thing that makes or breaks your long-term success with your skin. It's just a simple little tool. So Derek Twumsani, sorry, that's probably not your name, but hey, Derek. Hi, Rob. Can mold affect my healing? Yes, mold can affect your healing. Mold in your living environment can affect your healing. Toxic HVAC unit, AC units, bad old crappy paint, living in an old building, all of these things, your environment affects your health 100%. What you clean your house with affects your health 100%. If you live right next to a freeway and you're out in your backyard all day long and you're breathing in all those toxic fumes all day, it will affect your health. So your health is going to be affected in a holistic manner by everything you come into contact with throughout your day. And partially why it's so important to have the autophagy practices, because it's not just for the cleansing and detox that you've done to yourself that you need, basically, but it's also for environmental toxins. So it's important to keep all the practices going, because yes, mold can mess you up, my friend, big time. Dutch, did you slip up at all during the year you healed your body? Any cheat days or things of that nature? So Derek, or excuse me, Dutch, the year that I finally really cured my skin, I did not actually have a single cheat. Now, I'm sure there was several times where I had to eat food that was less than perfect. Like, okay, I have to eat a potato from a restaurant with just a little salt on it and nothing else, and I don't know the quality, and it might have some oils on it, um, but it's not like sriracha. So that might have happened a few times, but there was no full-on cheats. The year that I healed my skin, I got into a really good zone. I got really focused, and I got really solution oriented, and I, for the first time, started to feel really good. So it wasn't that hard. It didn't take that much discipline to stick with the diet, because I was feeling good. And when you start to feel better in life, it definitely makes it easier to stick with what you're doing. And the food that I was eating at that time, the first year, had a lot of sweetness. It wasn't too bad. It was something new. So no cheats. I made it all the way through, and I think that made a big difference for me, both from a behavioral science and a habit forming way, but also for just the process of, not taking in trigger foods is a huge thing for a whole year. Uh-huh. So Ricky G, Bro Science 101, what's your thoughts on how many days a week to eat organ meats and bone broth? As many days as you can. There are many of the people that I work with who do bone marrow, bone broth, a little liver, heart, all sorts of stuff on a daily basis. And if you can and you enjoy it, there's no issue in that. It's the most nutrient dense food there is. It's pretty darn amazing food. It's medicine. So yeah, no limit. Brad Long, thanks, Rob. Just bought the Three Phases Workbook. All right, Brad. Hey, good luck with that. I will say this: the Three Phases Workbook and the 6-week course are not the same things at all. The Three Phases Workbook is a step-by-step process, but the 6-week course is a whole different level of detail and sequence. And obviously, it comes with the private skin health group with the mentors in it. So, hey, thanks, Brad. Hopefully I see you in the class as well. Hopefully I see all you guys in this class. It has been so fun doing these lives with you guys. I really enjoy the interaction. I love helping you guys. And I wish that YouTube was a better venue for this, because it's great to be able to answer your questions. But as I said before, this will be my last live. If you guys like these, you got to join the group, the private skin health group. The link is in the description box. It comes with the course. That's where we can go into much greater depths in these Q&As, and I can actually help you guys without any type of interference from YouTube or anyone trying to basically limit what we're able to talk about. If you get what I'm saying. So Ariel, 100%, the more toxic exposure from your environment, the more your body's immune system will be used to fight off those contaminants. Removing environmental toxins will help the body focus on healing. Yes, that's very true, Ariel. Thanks for the comment. Herat, is it smart to kick off a 24 or 48-hour fast with a salt flush? So I don't know if you were listening earlier, if you were here, but I think first you have to decide whether you want to do a water fast in the first place. And if you are going to do a salt flush to kick off a water fast, before you get to that place, I hope you've already spent a few months customizing your diet. You know exactly the correct way to come off of a water fast, because if you don't, you waste your time. And you have the right behaviors and process for after the water fast. Your refeed, your workouts, and your daily habits are crucial the week after a water fast. So is doing a salt flush to kick off a 48-hour water fast a good idea? It can be awesome if you do it right. Also, it can be absolutely horrible and a bad idea if you do it wrong. So be careful and, you know, make sure that you have taken the necessary steps to lead up to it first. That guy, 1289, have you heard about honey for seb derm? I heard it works because honey is natural and heals the skin. Yes, honey's natural. Honey doesn't heal the skin. The gut biome and the hormones will heal the skin. But companies like Eczema honey are using Manuka honey or raw local honey on the surface of your skin. It is a good topical treatment. But again, um, just to be impeccable with my words, honey will not cure your skin, period. You can't cure your skin with a topical treatment. You can affect the symptoms positively. You can add nutrients. You can improve the healing process. But that's the best you can get out of it. Daniel Mercado, what's up, dude? Nice to see you. Thanks, Ariel. It's great to have you here. I'm going to keep going with a few more questions, guys, and then I'll leave you guys to your wonderful Sunday night. Question for you guys. Feel free to answer in the comment section, or if you're watching this video later on, not joining us live, I'd still love to hear from you. Have you guys done lives on Instagram, and do you enjoy them there? Are they a good venue for it? What's the level of Instagram changing and stopping you from saying certain things? Just a question for you guys. Do you guys like the Instagram lives? Answer in the comment section. Dutch with another question. Can you bloat out while eating a food that works for you in the healing journey? No, not really. You can introduce a food in the testing phase and it might bloat you the first time you eat it or the first few times you eat it. Or like if you're introducing raw milk and you overdo it, you will probably bloat. And in those cases, that doesn't necessarily mean that the food's horrible for you. But if you are testing a food and it constantly every time bloats you and gives you bad gas and it's a bad bloat, then no, it's not. That's a huge biomarker. Bloating, gas, and digestion are some of the key foundational biomarkers. And if those are not working, it means the food that you're testing is not doing a good job. So bloating is a major one. One of the funny things that's perpetuated in the vegan community and plant-based world all the time is that, oh, bloating and gas after a meal is a perfectly natural process. And it's like, no, it's really not. It doesn't mean that things are going good. It means your body's not doing well. It's not easy for it. When I eat 3 pounds of steak, I can look down and my stomach looks no different. Like I ate nothing. It's like I drank water. There's no digestional process. My abs are just the way they look beforehand. There's no bloating. And a really healthy diet that works well for you, the customized version, is going to leave you virtually bloating and gas free. Besides the occasional random little toot or burp that's normal, but we're talking systemic, always burping and farting and gas from a food, no good. No good at all. David Dress, I have more flare-ups around this time of year. Any advice specific to change in weather? P.S. I'm tripping on shrooms while watching this. Awesome, David. Good for you. This should really sink in then. Your third eye is probably super open, so I can speak to you on a whole nother dimension, my shroomed out friend. Honestly, I think the question isn't how do I help myself seasonally do better? It's how do I cure myself so the seasons don't matter? The bigger picture is more important right here, my friend David. If you go through the simple process of customizing your diet and sticking with it long enough and actually healing yourself, you can enjoy the winter or the summer with no changes of your symptoms. When I was struggling with my skin disease, the winter felt better for me. The summers were absolute hell. I would get into my car someday to go to school or go to college or go to work or whatever, and the hotness and the heat of the car would affect my eczema, dermatitis, and psoriasis so strongly that it felt like my body was being attacked by a bunch of needles and bees. It was itchy and pinpricky, and it burnt, and it gave me anxiety, and it hurt so freaking bad. And I thought that that would never go away. I tried everything to ease the symptoms. Fast forward to this current time and place, I'm totally healed. I've been healed for almost a decade. And what's my favorite thing to do? Go into extremely hot saunas and be in extremely hot weather. So once you heal fully, then you can go to those seasons and those weather patterns and those temperatures that used to destroy you and actually enjoy the heck out of them. So I hope that makes sense to you, my friend, and good luck on your journey today. Jokey Makahan. Hey, Rob, what do you think about no added salt diet? I think no added salt diet is absolute crap. Salt is a needed nutrient. I've tried it for a while and it seems to work fine. I do eat a lot of meat. When I add salt, I seem to get heartburn. Heartburn, and it might be a completely different thing. I would not skip the salt, but maybe you're a weird person and you need to limit your salt in some way. It's happened before. Okie dokie. M Tompkins 96, is there any difference between night itching, day itching in regards to why you itch? Absolutely not. All of the symptoms originate from the autonomic nervous system inflammatory response, which means your body, your nervous system, your immune system is fighting itself for no good reason. So sometimes it is actually responding to something within your body that you did, like eating crappy foods. Other times it's responding to nothing at all. So if you're itching at night or itching in the morning, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't mean anything and doesn't show you anything. That's just when your symptoms personally are popping up. Herat, I heard IG is more suppressive than YT with hot topics. That's what I've heard too. And so that's why I haven't done any there. So it looks like the lives are going to be inside of the skin health group, the private group only, which is fine with me. Kevin Barry, what's up, Mr. Kevin Barry, Mr. Kevy Payou? Good to talk to you. It's been a while. So he says, imagine this stream would look glorious on shrooms. Kevin Barry would know. Also, will you be there to help in the private community? Will we get access to you in the course? That's a good question. So what Kevin's asking is, when you take the 6-week course and you have access to the private group, do you actually get my help, or is it just going to be someone who works for me? And no, you will be getting direct help from me. I will be inside of that group daily, moderating it. I will also be the one doing the live Q&As like always. So you will have direct access to me like many of my clients do, and like you do not have on a place like YouTube. So yeah, great question, Kevin. It's going to be all inclusive. You will have access to me. Many people who have gone through the demo version of this course told me it feels like a combination of a class and a mentorship. So that's kind of what you could expect. Daniel Mercado. So I've been getting really cold after eating. Is that a bad sign? It's not a good sign, Daniel, my friend. Again, I don't know what your current diet is, but generally when you eat, it makes your body more hot because of its metabolic processes. I would say that your biomarker of your body heat dipping to a cold place may have something to do with your insulin response. And so I would check in with your macros and your calories. Are you eating enough calories to sustain your body weight and metabolic functioning? If not, got to get your calories up. 2, are you eating a lot of carbohydrates mixed in with the fat in your diet? And if so, you could be having some bad insulinemic response and you need to fix that. So no, being cold is not a good sign. But on the other hand, being slightly warm is not a bad sign. It's kind of a good sign. David Dress. I think this is our boy who's on shrooms. So another question. He says, can you eat too much bacon? That's an impossible thing. You can never eat too much bacon. I'm getting a lot of my fats in the morning from raw egg yolks, goat sheep yogurt, and hella bacon. Sometimes I worry about my arteries. You probably want to worry more about the sheep yogurt because that's something you want to test later on than your arteries. Your arteries are going to be negatively affected by things that cause inflammation, not from healthy fats. Now, if your bacon is crappy quality and your egg yolks are crappy quality, then yeah, not good. But if your bacon's high quality and your egg yolks are from pastured eggs, you're good to go, buddy. High fat. It's really going to help remove any gut health issues and hormonal issues from you. David Dress, it does, Kev. Too funny. Marseco24, I know you gave carb guidelines on last video. I know Frank Trofano had some liver damage on carnivore doing high fat. Can we include more carbs and still avoid gut issues? Well, here's the thing: is you're talking about someone as if like Frank Trofano's results are indicative of truth. We have no idea what he's really eating. Maybe you believe him, maybe you don't. I don't know. I don't know what he's eating. And maybe his issues, he's had other health issues before he was a carnivore that were very major. It could be stemming from those. So I don't know. I don't know anyone who has had liver issues or any organ issues from a animal-based customized diet. But I don't really suggest doing a strict carnivore diet forever. Carnivore diet's a good place to start, but I believe more in customizing the diet all the way through. So that means for you, you could find a healthy carbohydrate range because there is a wide range of carbs that work for people. I'm one of those lucky people where I can bump my carbs up and I can keep them low, and everything feels really good. So hope that answers your question. Jay Dupree 7877. Why does the skin get worse before it gets better when going through the cleansing phase? It doesn't always. For some people, they're linear healers. For some people, it gets worse before it gets better. And for other people, it's just all over the place. I think the thing is that when you understand the root issue, which is the autonomic nervous system, inflammatory response, the nervous system, the immune system, it's overreacting and kind of attacking itself on a regular basis. So it doesn't have a logical root. 1 + 1 = 2 does not work with the immune system or the autonomic nervous system inflammatory response. So when you're starting the process of getting better, many times you're releasing a toxic load from your body. So the body is going to respond by causing more inflammation naturally, even if you don't have eczema or dermatitis. So on top of a natural healing response, you also have an immune disorder that is constantly flaring things up all over the place for no reason. So it's just a combination of those. But with my work with over 1,500 people, is there are linear healers, which means as soon as they start the process and start to get the diet and the cleansing protocols correct, their skin slowly heals. Then there's people like me who it didn't really have any rhyme or reason. 1 month I was great. 1 month I was bad. Month 6 was awesome. Month 7 was horrible. Month 9 and 10 were like I was cured. And month 11 was the worst ever, all over the place. And then you have the third type where you start the process and the first 3 months are just horrible. They're really hard. But then you get through those and it's smooth sailing from then on. So it's not always that it gets worse before it gets better, but many times it does. After I eat beefsteak cooked in ghee, I start getting little burning feeling inside. Is that bad? A little burning and feeling inside. I'm not really sure what you're talking about, but it doesn't sound good, dude. Doesn't sound good at all. Herat says, advice for crackhead fingertips. Skin has been doing really well, but I always have this issue during fall, winter. Crackhead fingertips. Stop smoking crack. That'll help. Also, tallow-based moisturizer. Get those moisturized in the nighttime. Increase your hydration big time. Increase your fats and your fat soluble foods big time and create more juice and moisture in your body. If you're not lifting weights and addressing your hormones, you'd be surprised that when your hormonal body is more balanced and you're actually giving the body a reason to perspire on a daily basis, the whole methodology of having moist and lubricated skin is a whole different world. Up your vitamins in terms of fat soluble vitamins, up your fats, especially cholesterol, saturated fat, and omegas, and make sure your calories are where they need to be. Seosin, hey Rob, I just bought the new 6-week skin health course, but I don't see it in my email. But the payment has gone through. Does it take some time to show up? Give it a minute. It'll get to you. It's all working perfectly fine. Thanks for joining the course, my friend. Welcome, and I will be seeing you soon. Have fun. Kevin Barry reminded me that it takes about 5 minutes to get the email. So be patient, give it some time. You should be good to go. Julia Rose, hey Rob, 2 questions. Does the 6-week course help with other physical and gut health issues? How long does it take for the skin healing to begin going through the 6-week course? Julia, yes, the 6-week course is going to cover everything from hormonal issues to body fat issues, everything that's related to your health is fixed through the customizing your diet through the biomarker system, through gently cleansing your filtration organs, and through addressing your lifestyle and making sure you're doing things that give you a muscular, lean, healthy, fit, healthy world life body. So yes, the 6-week course addresses hormonal issues, acne, all other skin issues, and it will address all of that. Your other question is, how long does it take to heal the skin? I've gone through this a few times in the video already, but generally you have 3-month blocks when you see lots of things happening. For me personally, in 6 months' time, overall, my body was doing amazing and my skin was lagging. Within a year, I was totally cured. I've had clients that have gone through the 6-week course and the customization process system and be completely cured in just 90 days. So there's a wide range. Again, the thing to focus on is your biomarkers. Within the 6-week course, within the first 4 weeks, you're going to have biomarker feedback that starts to go through the roof. So your health is going to be drastically improved before the 6-week course is even over, which is awesome. Now, the skin will follow your biomarkers, and the 6-week course doesn't just end at the 6 weeks. It's going to teach you the system that you will use for the rest of your life to test foods and to stay on track. So it's pretty all-encompassing. Like I said, it also comes with a private skin health group moderated by myself and other skin health veterans. It's awesome. It's awesome. Let's see. Jur, is smelly poop from eating eggs a reason to stop eating eggs completely? Depends on how long you've been eating them. Depends on the source of the eggs. It depends on how your poop smells. If you are eating high quality eggs, you've given your body time to adjust to them, and your poop is an absolutely rancid smelling thing, and you know for sure that that's coming only from the eggs, then that's a biomarker you want to check in with. It's not a good sign. Da, 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 da. Dutch asks, what's your opinion on pasta for people who can handle slightly more carbs? Not good. All processed food is junk, period. Especially if you're in the early phases of healing. If you're in your first year of healing, you shouldn't be eating pasta in any way, shape, or form. If you're someone who can handle your carbs, cool, then choose the good ones. Fruit, certain squash varieties and sweet potatoes. For some people, potatoes and other starchy veggies are the way to go, the low glycemics. Emily Moyer, what's up, Em? How's it going? Let's see. Why are beef, bone broth, and goat butter the only carnivore foods allowed in phase 1 of your 3 phases workbook? How come no eggs or fish, etc.? In phase 1 of the workbook, if you do it right, it's only supposed to be a very short period of time. It's a cleanse. So it's only should go for a week or 2 for most people. So that's why. Also, the 3 phase workbook is obsolete. It's gone. And the reason you have questions is because all the questions are now answered in the 6-week course. There are no more questions like that. Because the 3 phase workbook was a great system, and it worked crazy good for a lot of people. But the next level of it is truly that all of the little questions and all the challenges, and all the things that didn't make sense to people are now taken care of in the 6-week course. But that's why is phase 1 should only last probably for someone like you, because I know who you are, about a week. So it's just giving up the pastured eggs, and the other foods for a very small block of time. Um, More so to reset the palate and to reset the gut biome and to start a different form of fat enzyme production. So I hope that answered your question. I hope you're doing good. And yes. Okay. AK says, is it okay to eat brown rice? They also make pasta out of brown rice. Generally, brown rice is not a great food for healing the skin. It is definitely a food, though, that within the process of customizing your diet, you can test and know for sure with yourself whether it's a good food or not. Yes or no? So, the early phases of skin disease reversal with the customized diet, you're not going to want to eat rice or grains or nuts or seeds. There's a long list of foods that you want to avoid in the beginning that you can then test later on in the process. Brown rice is one of those. Dun, 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 dun. AK asks, what do you think apple cider vinegar for fungal infection? So it's surprising that some of you guys don't know this, but hey, I don't know how many videos of mine you guys watch or how long you've been a part of the team here. But the honest truth is apple cider vinegar is not a good thing for the skin, despite a lot of Instagrammers and YouTubers propagandizing it as this amazing thing. It's not good for skin health issues, eczema, dermatitis, and psoriasis. Definitely do not drink apple cider vinegar. No good. Using it topically, I would also use other stuff before I would use it. Um, Using it as a surface area cleaner in a very diluted manner can be okay. But I'm not a fan of apple cider vinegar. It's definitely not something I would suggest anyone taking internally. Thanks, Sam. Much love to you too. Sebastian Wood Velasquez, what supplements would you recommend in the healing process? So, Sebastian, um, not too many. There's only a few very specific um, ones that I like. Most of the time, people set themselves back through the wrong supplementation. So I think the question about supplements is ultra important. And I've put out a bunch of videos warning people who are trying to heal their skin and their gut about whey protein and green powders and all of the hemp protein and the pea protein, all of the vegan powdered foods. Absolutely horrible. But they're over the last 5 years, I've been testing a few supplements at a time in a very focused manner. And I have an ebook about supplementation that comes with the course that you get it for free. So if you really want to see my true recommendations, besides Skinessa, which there is a link for Skinessa down in the description box, that's my favorite probiotic. I'll have to leave you on a cliffhanger because I did write a whole book about this subject that no one has seen yet. And if you want to get the nitty gritty, it's simple, but my supplementation routine is pretty tight. So give that a peek. It's free. Okay. Let's see. So it looks like the questions are starting to wear thin here, my friends. I've been going for about an hour, and I'll probably do one or two more questions, and then I will end tonight's session. But anyway, guys, thanks for being here. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you. Probably the most important thing for you guys to know who've been enjoying this is that I want to go deeper with you guys. And I don't want to have the things that I'm saying being controlled by people that are running things like YouTube and Instagram. So I've created a private group that comes with the 6-week course. If you like these live events and you actually want to go way deeper and have a little bit more fun with it, I would join the course, and we're going to be doing these on a regular basis, and they're going to be much better because there will be no censoring of any kind, which is going to be great. Last question of the night. Dutch, which biomarker is the most important to pay attention to when testing for trigger foods like sleep, strength, bloating, things like that? Not just one. There's not one single one to pay attention to. There are several. And if you go to my Instagram right now and you watch the last post that I put up, I literally give this exact list. So you can find out exactly the biomarkers that are the most important and the ones that I used most during first year of my healing by looking at my Instagram. My handle is Stuart Rob Stewart. For any of you guys who are not on there, you can check it out. But that will give you a detailed list. You can screenshot it and boom, bang, beam, you're good to go. Last question. Okay, so one of the few people that can feel better without added salt. What do you think that is? Couldn't tell you, my friend. I feel fine without added salt as well. It's just added salt is better long term because it's going to make sure that you have the right electrolyte balance in your body, which is key to all hormonal structures. Yes, I will be still posting videos on YouTube, definitely. And I just will not be doing lives on YouTube anymore. Yes, I have plenty of content. I have the next 6 months of videos pretty much ready for you guys already. And yeah, so guys, I'm ending the video now. Much love. Thanks for being at this live. Everything is in the description box. You can easily tap into the healing system by going down there and clicking on any of the links. I can't wait to see you guys in the group course. It's been a blast doing these lives. I'm just going to look at these questions. Anyway, guys, much love. All of my offerings are in the description box. I'll see you guys at the course, and I'll be back with many more videos really soon. Peace and adios.